Hi guys, today we'll solve the question 283 of LeetCode move zeros. So in this question, what we will do is, let's read the question. Given an integer array nums, move all the zeros to the end while maintaining the relative order of non-zero elements, and note that you must do this in place without making a copy of array. So what does this mean? Like, we have to just move all the zeros in between and the front to the end of the array, and all the numbers from the array should be in the front in the same position they are. Like, if it is 1 is coming firstly, so it should come first, 3 is coming second, so it could come second, and 12 last, so it should come last, and after that all the zeros should be maintained in the array. So how could we solve this? Like, if a brute force, if we think about the force approach, what we could do is take an array, like an extra space, and just try to store that in that array. Like, if it is coming 0, will not store it, and if it is coming the numbers, will store it, and just count the numbers of zeros and put that numbers, like, we'll just put the number of zeros according to the count in the end of the array. So that would be the most brute force approach. Like, and but we cannot use that because they have just told us that we cannot use the extra space. You have to do this in place. So the next approach what we will take is like two pointer approach. In this, we'll take two pointers, like one on the first, on the second, and compare and just swap them and move forward accordingly. So how we'll do it? Like, we'll take the pointer I and pointer j. Let's take pointer j from I plus 1 because I will be compared with j. So if they are same only, it won't matter much. And we'll move the pointers until like j is greater, like less than num size of the array. Now our first condition, if condition for this pointers will be like, if this one is like this one, on this I will be on the 0th position and j will be on the 1 position. So we'll check if the ith pointer is equals to 0 and jth pointer is not equal to 0. So we'll simply swap the pointers I and j, and after that we'll just increment it. So we'll just do a post increment in it only, because after that we have to just do an increment. Now what else if condition, if like at a time, like when the ith is not equal to 0, like when 1 is over here and the j, for example, I'm just taking an example, like our I is at this position and j is at this position. At 12 is our I and j is at 0. So at that point, if I is at a number that is not equal to 0 and j is equal to 0, so we just have to move the ith position, because we don't have to swap zeros to the front, just we have to just swap the numbers to the front. So if ith position is not equal to 0, like that is a number, so we don't have to do anything to that. We'll just move forward the ith loop, ith pointer. Because why we are moving forward the ith pointer? Because ith pointer is our pointer which is storing the position of the number that are greater than 0, and that is our main motive, to move all the numbers that are greater than 0 to the forward. And that is when I stops when it is becoming 0. Like, the if the number becomes 0, it will stop there and try to ask j, like, do you have the number, any number greater than 0 at your position? Then I'll swap, otherwise I'll just stay at that position, because I'll keep the position at which the first 0 is appearing. and uh, and the last condition will just do if that the numbers are both are zeros, like if the I position, j position both are zero, we'll just do the move the jth pointer so that we could see like is there any other zeros at the end of the array or not. And as this when j become less than nums dot equals to nums dot size, the loop will end over here. So let's try to run this, and this is accepting the test cases. I'll try to submit, and this is all submitting all the test cases. So what we have taken as two pointers approach in it, like we'll just from the ith pointer will store the point at which 0 is occurring at the first one, and from j we'll see at which the number is occurring. So from this one, if I start at my loop at I will be at 0 and j will be at 1, we'll swap again, then 0 will be here and 1 will be here. So it will become like this. When we swap, it will become 1 0 0 3 12. Now our ith will be at this 0 and j will be at this 0, the second one. So what we'll see that both are zeros, so we'll just do j plus plus. J will be at this position. At this position again our I is at this first 0, so we'll just, as our I is at it is storing the position at which first 0 is appearing, so we'll just swap I and j. So now the array will become 1, then 3 will be swapped with the first 0, and the at the position of 3 it will become the 0 from here. So this 0 will be swapped with this 3, so this and then 12. Now our I and j, our I is at this one because we are just moving I forward from this, and now j is at 12. Now again I 0 is at j position is not 0, so it will just swap that 3 12 0 and 0. Now our j is at the last position, and when it will try to increment the it will reach to the size of the array, and the array will stop. So this is how we are just solving this problem. Move zeros to the end. Thank you.